ModiBrace.
Hi, everyone. My name is Ingrid Marko. I am the CEO and founder for ModiBrace. So to get started, I want to introduce you guys to a disorder that's very, very common today, and it's scoliosis. And a lot of children and adolescents get diagnosed with this, millions every year. And scoliosis is defined as a musculoskeletal disorder and is characterized by a curvature in the spine. So typically, it's treated with a Charleston or a Boston back brace very early on. And both of these braces are one-piece braces that can be worn for many, many years. So when I was young, I actually got diagnosed with scoliosis. And I had one brace, the Charleston brace, for 6 years. I got diagnosed when I was 10, and I wore it until I was 16. So you can imagine immediately just from that the brace didn't really fit me that well. And in fact, it doesn't. It doesn't fit any children that wear it for that long that well. So how do you correct this disorder wearing a brace that doesn't actually do anything, right? So the way that we're going to do it is by making a 3D printable and adjustable back brace. And the ModiBrace, as the name implies, a modifiable back brace. And shown here, it's in 3 pieces. One piece is at the bottom, goes around the hips and just stabilizes the hips and prevents the spine from rotating in any weird ways during treatment. The other 2 pieces are the ones that can be adjusted, and they can be adjusted to account for curves in the top of the spine or the lower part of the spine. And right now I'm going to show you exactly how that works. So I'm showing here is an x-ray of my spine, and I was actually the first patient to test this on because I have the disorder. And starting on the left, you can see that my spine is curved into 2 spots, one in the top and one at the bottom. So by wearing this brace, which was modified in 2 separate places to account for each of the curves, I took x-rays wearing it, and in both of the x-rays, whether I was standing upright or laying down, the spine was mainly corrected. Now, if it doesn't look perfectly corrected, that's because I am a grown adult at this point, and the brace itself would be used to treat children. But already what you can see is if you can use an adjustable back brace, you only need one for the patient's treatment period, which can be multiple years. And the best benefit of this back brace is that it can grow along with the patient. And with that, I want to actually thank our team members that have been involved in making this 3D printable back brace. We have a current prototype, and we're still working to get better options available. Are there any questions? Yes.
So how would it be sold?
Okay, so how would this brace be sold? Primarily, it would have to go through doctors. Before it even gets there, it definitely needs like FDA approval. And because the doctors would be treating this and using x-rays to monitor the treatment, it definitely has to go through them. It has to get prescribed, yes.
So would the insurance companies pay for this? Is there something you have to go through to get that?
So would the insurance companies pay for this? It depends. So right now, it depends on how the disease is classified, whether it's in early stages or it's in stages where surgery is potentially required. And if it's in early stages, insurance typically does not cover it. And that was actually the case for me. So when I was very young, it was caught early, and it definitely progressed throughout my treatment period, which was the main reason that we didn't, why a brace that's designed better is necessary. But because insurance doesn't cover it, this leads to the reason that patients often only keep one brace. And
that raises the next question. How expensive is the brace? And how does it compare to current?
Right, so if the brace is 3D printable, that makes it much easier to manufacture. And because each of the parts aren't fully customizable per patient, then the cost would be significantly lower than what other options there are right now. So for the current back braces, like the Charleston and Boston back braces, the costs are very high. And that is because they are made uniquely per person, per patient, and a prosthetist or orthodontist is required to make them. So the cost of that brace is already in the multiples of thousands, plus along with other treatment options that are necessary, like the doctor, the x-rays, and so on. So already a 3D printable back brace that can be adjusted really decreases many of the costs associated with either production or management of the disorder. Yes? Have we started trials? No, so we're still in the prototyping stage. We're just trying to get the final back brace built. So we tested one prototype and it shows that it works, but it's a little bit more time is necessary before we can reach the clinical trial portion. Yes. Yes, so right now the brace is designed so it can just be shifted around. But the idea is that as the patient grows, maybe each of the pieces don't fit exactly right anymore. So in that case, that can be reprinted and interchanged between different parts and just aligned to account for the progressing curvature or not progressing. Yes.
How is it fitted to somebody?
Right, so currently it's the first option, which is we're just using sizes based off of measurements of different patients, or for my model, it was myself. But in the future, we want to incorporate the option of using an image to size the brace. But we're still working on that. Yes. Right. So how will the braces be manufactured? Currently, my goal is to have them be manufactured by other companies and to commercialize them that way. And I think this is a good potential for a product that can be licensed, so it can just be mass manufactured much quicker that way. Yes. So right now we have a patent pending for the back brace design. So that's already in process. Great. Thank you.